Just water and the cheapest fries.
Nobody should feel small for ordering small.
I didn't order this.
I did. I'm covering it. Eat while it's hot.
Oh.
Dignity isn't expensive. If this makes you uncomfortable, I can move you. You don't owe anyone an explanation.
You saw me when I tried to be invisible.
Policy is a tool. People are the point.
I'm Adrian Cole, the owner. You covered my soup, and let me cover your week. Starting Monday, your front-of-house lead.
I just did what was right.
He walks into his own bar dressed like he crawled out of a storm beanie low. Thrift store jacket, scuffed boots, and not one person recognizes the millionaire who signs their paychecks. He takes a seat at table 6, the camera of the night, watching, and whispers an order so small it could disappear. Just tap water. And the cheapest fries. What happens next will rewrite the rules of his business and his heart. Adrian Cole built North Star Bar from a half-lit dream and a lot of risk. It's Friday night. Neon hums, glasses clink, the room thumps with easy laughter. But Adrian isn't here to celebrate. He's here to see the truth. For weeks, customer reviews stung. Cold service, warm prices. Feels like a machine, not a place. He needs to know if his bar still feels human. So he shaves down his usual swagger for a stubble and shadow disguise and slips inside like he's broke and tired. From the host stand, a new manager, Trent, sweeps the room like a hawk. He spots Adrian, frowns at the jacket, and waves him to a corner table far from the glow. "Keep it quick," Trent mutters, already moving away. Quick? Adrian notes it. His heart taps a warning. Would you have caught that? He slides into the corner booth, where the light is the color of old honey and the seat still remembers the last guest's shape. The tabletop bears faint rings of someone else's night, wiped but not cared for. He looks around with the patient eyes of a stranger and the aching eyes of an owner. The soundtrack is close but off. A playlist that used to feel like a road trip now chases trends with no soul. At the bar, a bartender jokes too loud to cover a mistake. The barback shoulders a bin of ice alone. In the hallway, a bus tub stacks high, ignored. Little things tell the big story. Adrian runs a finger over the menu. Paper smudged, edges curled. No one asked his name. No one said, "Welcome back." When did we stop remembering people? He tests the room the way chefs test stock by scent and simmer. Does kindness hold? A couple laughs in a booth, then glances at their watches. Service is slow. 2 college kids hover, unsure if they're allowed to sit. A server passes with steps too quick for care, eyes on the pause screen like it's a finish line. Trent circles again, scouting wallets with a glance. He whispers to the host, and a table of suits gets the good seats by the window. The students get parked near the kitchen door, where heat and clatter spill out. Segregation by spend. Is that what we are now? Adrian shifts in his thrift store coat and lets the roll sink deeper. A battered wallet, a handful of coins, old boots that swallow sound. He's not here to punish, he's here to listen. To measure if the heart he built is still beating on this floor. He counts breaths. He counts seconds. He waits to see who sees him. Because tonight, silence will reveal what policies tried to hide. She shows up with a smile that reaches the eyes, Maya, the waitress who seems to carry the whole room with a gentle calm. "Welcome in," she says. "What can I get you?" Adrian clears his throat. "Just water. And the cheapest fries." Her eyes flick to the menu, then back to him, then to the threadbare cuff of his sleeve. No judgment, just attention. "We've got house fries for 3. Crispy. Want them?" She lowers her voice. "And, if you're cold, I can bring soup. It's on special." "Just fries," he says, testing the edges of her kindness. She nods and doesn't miss a beat. "Lemon or plain water?" "Lemon's fine," he says, surprised she asked. She slips away and returns with a tall glass beaded in chill, a thin slice of lemon riding the rim like a small sun. A clean coaster appears under it, then a second napkin, then a quiet, "If the door draft hits you, I can move you to a warmer booth." "I'm good," he murmurs. "Okay," she says, as if that choice matters just as much as any big order. "Ketchup? House dip?" "No extra charge. Ketchup's good." He notices her hands are a little chapped, the kind you get from double shifts and too many sinks. Her apron is neat, pinned snug behind her ear, laces double knotted like she expects to run. She moves like someone who's late for nothing except a good reason. Trent glides past, eyebrows sharp. "Table 6 ordered small," he says to Maya, not caring that Adrian can hear. "Push the wings. Upsell. You know the drill." Maya glances at Adrian's face. "He's good for fries," she says, quiet but steady. Trent's lips flatten. "You want the late shift? Do your job." A shadow crosses her expression and then, just as quickly, clears. "Copy," she says, but she doesn't turn his need into a sales target. Instead, she taps the pause with small, precise motions, then detours to the kitchen window. Adrian watches her speak to the line cook with a tilt of her head, the kind that says please without using the word. The cook nods. A basket drops into oil, the sizzle loud as applause. While she waits, Maya gathers small mercies, extra napkins, the ketchup poured into a ramekin instead of a packet, a tiny sprinkle of salt. She tastes herself before nodding approval. She checks on a nearby table, refills a glass, laughs at a dad joke so the teller doesn't feel foolish. Her kindness isn't loud. It's accurate. The fries arrive golden and hot, steam lifting like a promise. Next to them, a small bowl of soup, steamier, fragrant with garlic and thyme, a few chopped herbs floating like confetti. Adrian blinks. "I didn't." Maya leans in, voice low. "I did." "I'm covering it. Eat while it's hot." "You don't have to," he whispers. "Maybe I want to," she says. Nobody should feel small for ordering small. He looks from the bowl to her steady eyes. Why would she do that for a stranger? Trent turns on his heel and returns, all clipped authority. "We don't comp food," he snaps, eyeing the soup. "If he can't afford to eat here, he shouldn't be here." The table goes quiet. The air tightens. Maya stands tall, apron string shaking just a little. "I paid for it," she says. "It's from me." "Then you can pay with your shift," Trent shoots back. "We're not a charity." Adrian watches, 1,000 thoughts sprinting. This is his culture? His floor? His people speaking like this? Maya doesn't flinch. She looks at Adrian, then back at Trent. "Everyone who walks in deserves a seat," she says. "Hungry people are not bad for business. Cold hearts are." Trent laughs hard and hollow. "You're risking your job for soup." Maya's answer is so simple it stops Adrian's breath. Dignity isn't expensive. 4 words land like a bell. Dignity isn't expensive. The bar keeps moving, but this corner falls still. Adrian looks down at the steam curling from the bowl, then up at the woman who just paid to protect a stranger's pride. A nearby couple freeze mid-toast. The bartender polishes a glass that's already clean, eyes swung toward table 6. The host pretends to check the book. The book is blank. Sound funnels into whispers, forks soft, shoes softer. Trent sets his jaw. Policy is policy. Maya folds her hands like she's holding something fragile between them. Policy is a tool. People are the point. She's grandstanding. Trent throws to the room seeking allies. None arrive. Adrian feels a heat he hasn't felt since opening week, the heat of choosing what the place will stand for. He remembers painting these walls with friends, feeding them pizza he couldn't afford so they'd stay. He remembers promising his mother this bar would be the kind of place she'd feel safe in, even on her worst day. "Sir," Maya says to Adrian, gentle as a blanket, If this makes you uncomfortable, I can move you. You don't owe anyone an explanation. That, right there, the respect in it hits harder than the soup. Trent leans closer, voice knife thin. Last warning, Maya's chin lifts. Then write it up. I'm not taking back soup. Silence spreads like ink. Somewhere near the jukebox, a song ends and the Gap hangs naked. The kitchen bell dings. No one moves. Adrian realizes he's holding his breath. Not just as a man being defended, but as an owner watching a line being drawn by someone not paid to draw it. Trent exhales through his nose. This is why margins shrink. Maya's reply is steady. Margins don't greet guests. People do. The room is waiting. What do you do when someone outcares your entire business plan? Adrian pushes back his chair, stands, and takes off the beanie. He straightens, and the dim corner suddenly feels bright. Trent, he says, voice calm but steel-lined. Office, now. Trent blinks, looks closer, and the color drains. Mr. Cole? A murmur ripples through the nearby tables. Maya's eyes widen. She opens her mouth and closes it, bracing for impact. Adrian turns to her first. Thank you, he says, and his voice cracks just enough to make it real. You didn't know who I was. You didn't have to do any of that. But you saw me. Maya swallows steady. Anyone would. Not true, he answers gently. You did. He pivots to Trent. We are not the kind of place that shamus people. Not on my watch. Not ever. If policy says otherwise, policy changes tonight. Trent sputters. I was protecting revenue. Revenue follows respect, Adrian replies. We're in the people business. If we forget that, we deserve to fail. He nods at the bowl. That soup did more for our reputation than any billboard. Trent glances at the floor, then up at the room, seeking backup that isn't coming. I was enforcing standards. Then we need better standards, Adrian says. Standards that start with kindness. He takes a breath, checks the eyes watching him, and softens his tone without losing an inch of ground. Apologize to her. And to him. He tips his head at the man he was 5 minutes ago, the tired stranger with the cheapest. Order in the bar. Trent turns to Maya. I'm sorry, he manages. Then to Adrian. Sir, I apologize. The room exhales. A glass clinks. Someone near the jukebox murmurs, about time, and the tension that had wrapped the corner begins to uncoil. Not the office yet, Adrian says, catching Trent's step. First we fix this on the floor. Then we talk. He looks to the staff within earshot. Effective immediately. No one gets shamed for ordering small. If someone's cold, we find a way to warm them. If someone's struggling, we serve with respect. Questions come later. Care comes first. Heads nod bartender host, even the barback with the ice bin. Adrian faces Maya again. You covered my soup, he says softly. Let me cover the rest of your week. She opens her hands, flustered. Sir, that's not necessary. It is, he says, because you showed me what necessary looks like. He reaches into his pocket, draws out a simple card. My direct number. If anyone pressures you for doing the right thing, you call me. She tries to protest. He shakes his head. No, more than that. Starting Monday, you're front of house lead. If you can protect dignity under pressure, you can lead a team. Word travels fast. Not just about the twist, but about the change. The next week, North Star Bar puts up a sign at the door. Come as you are. Leave warmer. The comp policy becomes a kindness fund paid for by profits, managed by staff. A bowl of steaming soup sits on the pass every night for whoever needs it. No questions asked. The servers vote on where it goes. A guest who looks chilled, a teen who came in with a folded resume and shaky hands, an exhausted nurse still in scrubs. No speeches, no spotlight, just a quiet bowl and a warmer night. Maya builds simple rituals that feel like magic. She sets a 10-second hello, a 60-second water drop, a 3-minute check. Menus are reprinted, crisp edges, no smudges. The playlist comes back to earth. Warm guitars, Sunday sunset piano. She rearranges seating so the kitchen door tables aren't where small orders disappear, but where quick care happens fast. The upsell at all costs script gets replaced with offer. Never push. A chalkboard by the pass reads, "Kindness served tonight," and the staff marks tally line soups. Coffees, a slice of birthday cake for someone eating alone. Reviews flip. Felt seen. Haven't had service like this in years. Came in for fries, left with hope. A grainy photo of the soup sign makes the rounds online. Strangers show up just to feel the room they read about. But the bar doesn't turn into a circus. It turns into a place. People lean in. Conversations stretch. You can hear the clink of ice again, not just the clatter of hurry. Even Trent changes. After a long talk in the office, he shadows Maya on the floor, learning the choreography of care. He starts greeting guests at the door, shoulders loosened, voice softer. One night he quietly slides a coffee to a man pacing outside in the cold and says nothing about it to anyone. Culture shifts one choice at a time. Maya takes her new role with quiet fire. She trains the team on tiny details that feel huge. Learning names, eye contact, how to spot a shaken guest and smooth the moment before it spills. She creates catch a kindness cards where staff write down something they saw a coworker do right. They read them before the rush. Tips go up, complaints drop. Regulars reappear. People linger longer. The bar starts to feel like a heartbeat again. One evening, Adrian walks in dressed as himself. He meets Maya at table 6. "That night," he says, "you changed more than my order." She smiles. "You changed more than my job." He raises a glass. "To the rule that matters most." She clinks lightly. Dignity isn't expensive. And if you're still here, ask yourself, what would you have done at table 6? Would you have walked past, or would you have stopped long enough to see? If this story sparked something in you, tap like right now so more people find it. Share it with someone who believes small kindness can flip a whole room. And hit subscribe with notifications on because the next story might just be the one that changes your day. Question for you. What's one moment when a small act of kindness completely shifted your view of a person or a place? Tell me in the comments. Your story might inspire the next episode.